The Teals are a feminist party that isn't actually feminist. Now, I know that might seem like a strange contradiction, but trust me, these women, they hate other women just about as much as they hate men. In fact, if you're one of the paws, you are the scum of the earth to these people, which is kind of quite strange because their supporters, their rabid fan base, think that these women are the second coming of Christ when really they are all the anti-Christ. I think I'll start with Allegra Spender. Now, the thing about Allegra is, even though once again she says that she cares about poor people, she doesn't. She actually voted against the Labour Party's Industrial Relations Bill, which would help to protect workers from unfair dismissal, as well as also to arrange for pay increases. She voted against that. So yeah, she is an elitist, toffee-nosed, bloody liberal who's too scared to call herself a liberal. She's one of those, oh no, of course I care about the poor. I really do care about the poor. I just don't want them living in my nice sunny constituency. I really do hate Allegra. She is the arch hypocrite. She's one of those people who talks about doing good, but she's never actually done any real meaningful good in her life. She just serves the exact same elitist upper class twits. And also she goes on Kitchen Cabinet and she talks about wearing a hoodie to annoy her fashion designer mom. Yeah, real first world problems right there. I can't believe people actually vote for this woman. And now we come to Zali Steggall, who looks like a butch lesbian in the sense that she always seems so bloody miserable and she looks like she's just been dragged backwards through a hedge. I really do hate Zali because she has consistently voted for rampant union busting and privatization of industries. I mean, she says that she cares about women, but the things that she does will hurt the lives of women in nursing, in teaching, or in engineering and construction. Also, let's just go back to that face. She looks like a dropped pie. Every single time I see her, she just looks so utterly miserable. And also, she used to be an Olympian of all the things, which I mean is good for politics because I guess she's good at doing backflips. But how does that actually qualify you for public service? Well, I mean, she also used to be a barrister, so she's got a law degree. And of course, being a lawyer is indeed a very trustworthy profession. I don't know if you can see, but I'm actually doing air quotes here. I don't know what it is about lawyers. They just have that scum-sucking quality to them. And then when you learn they go into politics, you go, good for you. Another industry filled with a bunch of other backstabbers that are totally loathsome and unlikable. I kind of do feel that Zali is one of those people where I guess you could call her a girl boss. But then again, so was Eva Braun to a certain extent. Now, am I likening Zali to a Nazi? Sort of, kind of. She does indeed give off that sort of Aryan vibe. No, but seriously though, Zali is just terrible. But now that we're on a roll with terrible people, let's talk about Monique Ryan. Now, the last time I saw her hair that curly, it was poking out of my boxer shorts. But anyway, pube hair aside, Monique Ryan is also another one of these, oh yeah, I care about poor people, but I won't actually vote to make poor people's lives better. The weird thing is she actually used to be a pediatric neurologist, so she actually does indeed have some proper qualifications, and she actually did used to work a proper job, but she once again doesn't care about the plight of poor people. She just says, why don't we tax the gas companies? Because we already do, and what good would that actually serve, you know, working class people that are on the breadline? Why don't you support the Labour Party and their Industrial Relations Bill? Why don't you actually vote to make it a lot harder for unfair dismissal in the workplace? And why do you look like a clown that smokes crystal meth? I swear to you, have you never heard of a hairbrush? I know you shouldn't attack a woman on her looks, but my goodness gracious me. She looks as though she was trying to break up a knife fight. And now we'll move on to Zoe Daniel, who used to be a journalist for the ABC. Once again, another profession that is very well known for attracting people that are extremely likable and ooze charm like nothing else. Can you tell that once again I'm being sarcastic? Good, because I am. Zoe used to be a part of the foreign correspondence unit for the ABC, and I guess she covered a few good stories back in the day, but people who work for the ABC, kind of like The Guardian, they might seem like they're Marxist-Leninists, but really they give off more Marie Antoinette vibes, let them eat cake. It truly amazes me how there are people who think that if you vote for Zoe, you're actually going to get change. You won't, you'll just get another snooty upper-class weirdo in charge of you. However, at least Tim Wilson got his seat back. At least an actual out and proud conservative is actually now the head of this constituency. There's that at least. At the very least, Tim Wilson doesn't try to hide the fact that he's elitist. There's not really that much else to say about Zoe, really. And now we're moving on to Kate Cheney, whose father and grandfather were both members of the Conservative Liberal Party. Now, I'm going to take a wild stab and say that she might be more conservative than the others. She wants to raise the GST, which is going to increase taxes on poor people. And once again, what is wrong with these women? Why do they all look like they've got pubes on their head? Seriously, all of these women, they all look exactly the same. They all look and vote and talk and act exactly the same. Maybe perhaps the pubes are actually going into their brain and affecting their brain chemistry. That would probably explain the reason why all of these women are just so cruel and crazy and complex, and yet people love them for it. Kind of in the same way that people loved Hitler. Once again, am I likening them to Nazis? Yes. Because they are all a bunch of evil, horrible fascists that want to try to fool you into thinking that they're left-wing. And now we come to the end with Sophie Scamps, or should it be Sophie Scab? Now, the thing about Sophie is she's probably the least insane of the Teals, but once again, that would kind of be saying that Hermann Goering was your favourite Nazi because he wasn't quite as insane as Himmler and Hitler. The thing about Sophie is she also used to be a doctor, and I don't know what it is with these women. They seem to be pretty clever, but they don't actually seem to use any of their brains. Maybe, once again, the reason why they don't use their brains is because of all the pubes that are stuck in it. No, but seriously though, she's kind of got good hair and a nice smile, but once again, her voting record shows that she doesn't care about poor people and actively seeks to vote against policies that are made to help the poor. I've got no idea why people vote for this woman. I've got no idea why people vote for the Teals. You won't get change. You'll just bugger yourself. But anyway, the original girl boss, Margaret Thatcher, who all these women look up to and probably fantasize about scissoring. Margaret Thatcher, yeah, she also didn't care about the poor, she also didn't care about unions, and she also wanted to privatize the hell out of every industry, introduce private equity, and just destroy living standards for people in the UK and abroad. I swear, all of these Teals, they're just closeted conservatives that are too chicken to actually say that they're conservative. Oh God, I can't believe that. Margaret Thatcher. She has inspired other women to also want to enter politics, to make the lives of other women harder. And then you've also got this douchebag, David Pocock, who looks like a circumcised penis. This man, yeah, he's also another one of these douchebags who pretends to care about poor people and then takes money from Climate 200, which is a lobbyist group made up of people that work in the financial sector. And yet, once again, what does David say? Oh, just tax the gas companies. Why don't you go to all your corporate cronies and tell them to pay their bloody fair share? I really do hate David Pocock. so ironic. Like, he's got cock in his name and he looks, once again, like a giant cock. Anyway, enough talking about talking cocks. Let's talk about some talking fanny. These women, they hate other women. They hate poor people. They don't care about the climate. They're just really, really good at pretending like they care. And the strange thing is, it actually seems to work. They get into power, they stay in power, and they continue to just ruin everything more so than they've already ruined their bloody faces. My good God, what an absolute bunch of bloody miserable middle-aged women that look like they just stood out from a coffin. Anyway, thanks for listening to my rant. I'm probably gonna get into trouble for making this video.